Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In this video, I'm going to solve some examples related to fundamental theorem of calculus. I divided into three parts. First part, d dx, the derivative from a to x, only x, f of t dt equals f of x. Like example one, see example one, in the first example, example one, equal to from pi to x, pi a is any real number, pi or any number, to x, only x, so it'll be f of x, and I mean cosine, so the answer will be cosine equal to cosine f of x, x only, the first one. Example number two, from 0 to x, only x, so what we said from a to x. So what the answer will be f of x. So this one is f of t. See, the answer will be x in terms of x. The answer will be sine x over x squared plus 1. That's all. Example 3. From 2 to x, only x. And here what you have? F of t. So the answer will be f of x. So the answer will be here equal to square root 5 plus x squared, f of x, and t x now. Then example 4. Example 4, now from x to a, which is 1. In this one, we write it d dx and switch, write it from 1 to x, but will be minus negative because the integral we have a to b f of x dx equal to, okay, equal to minus integral b to a f of x dx. So it will be negative from 1 to x square root 1 minus t squared dt. So the answer will be minus, and here, according to the rule, this one, f of x. Why? Because from a to x, which is a1, real number, and only x. So the answer will be square root 1 minus x squared. So that's related to the first rule, the first part. And look at the example number 1. Example number 1, and I said from pi to x. And for example, if I said from, let us say pi over 6 to x, okay, and d dx. And this one is cosine t dt. Also what you have here, cosine x. And this one be the same. If I say from 1 to x, the same will be sine x over x squared plus 1. Or from 2 to x, or from pi over 6 to x, or from pi to x, the same. Then, part 2, what about the part 2? From a, which is any real number, not to x, to u of x, function of x. So the answer will be the same, but multiplied by the derivative of the u of this one, by the derivative of this one. Yeah, the first one. The first one is the cosine. Here we have t squared. What is the t? The t is 5x. T is 5x squared times the derivative of 5x. What is the derivative of the 5x? Is times 5. So the answer will be, so according to the rule, see f of u, the u here 5x. So we have cosine t squared will be cosine u. The u we have 5x, but because this square, t squared will be 5x squared times the derivative of 5x, 5. So that's mean equal to 5 first, the number cosine 25x squared. This is the answer. Example 2. Now what you have the u? The u is 4x cubed. And a is 5 here. We said any number, here is 5. Equal to sine u. What do you here? 4x cubed. But there is square. So we have 4x cubed. This one, the t is x, but squared. We have here squared. Times the derivative of 4x cubed. What the derivative of 4x cubed is? 12x squared. So the answer will be 12x squared first, sine. Now 4 squared, which is 16, and x cubed squared is x power 6. The answer will be 12x squared sine 16x to the power 6. Now, the example number 3. Example number 3, from sine x to 0. This one can be written as minus dx from 0 switch, from 0 to sine x, as explained in above. Now this one, dt over 2 plus t, 2 plus t. So the answer will be, again, the answer will be minus here. The answer of this one will be, t is sine x, will be 1 over 2 plus sine x. F of u, t is sine x, times the derivative of u. This is the u. This represents here the u. The derivative of the u is sine cosine. The derivative of the sine cosine, and the angle, the derivative of the angle is 1. So times cosine x times the derivative of this x is 1. So this one I need to write it. So that means the answer will be equal to, the answer write it here, minus cosine x over 2 plus sine x. Now, this one is the same here. So we have to rewrite it. Minus, we have to switch, because from cosine x to 0, we carry it from 0 to cosine x. Cosine x. And the same here, we have dt over 1 minus t squared, which is equal to minus, the t is cosine, will be 1 over 1 minus cosine squared, because you have 2 squared, times the derivative of cosine. Look at the rule. The rule is, again, the rule is f of u times u prime, the derivative of u, from a to u, from real number to function of x. Now with the real number here, I have here 0 and the function of cosine. So first you have cosine to 0. We have to switch to write from the real number to the function of x, which is cosine. Then the answer will be 1 minus t is cosine x, because cosine squared, times the derivative of cosine is minus sine x, times the derivative of x is 1. No need to write it. Then equal to. So now this one will be minus, and negative is positive. So it will be sine x over, see, because negative positive, 1 minus cosine squared is sine squared. And see, this can be cancelled. Look at this one, cancel sine with sine squared. 1 over sine is cosecant. So the answer will be here, cosecant x, cosecant x. Now, part 3, if we have function of x to function of x, now we have the function times the derivative of first upper bound, which is this, the derivative of the first one, then minus the function also multiplied by the lower bound, the derivative of this one. Yeah, here in this one, what the answer is equal to, now the square root I have here, the first one, square root t power 5. But what is the u? Where the u is 4x cubed. So be here I have 4x cubed power, what power? The power 5 to the power 5 plus 8. Okay, the first one. This is f of u. What is the u for x cubed? Times u prime. The u for x cubed, and times 12x squared. This is the first one. And the first one will be, can be written as 12x squared square root, and 4 power 5, this will be here 4 to the power 5. X cubed will be this one, x power 15. X power 15. 4 to power, you can get by the calculator. 4 to power plus 8. This is the first one. See, minus. Second one, what you have? Here we have minus. Okay. So this one, minus. What minus? Minus the second one. F of v. Now this is the v. This is the v. 2x squared. 2x squared. So it will be square root. We have here t power 5 will be 2x squared power 5 plus 8. Plus 8. So the t now 2x squared times, see the rule v prime, the derivative of 2x squared times 4x. And minus we have here 4x multiplied by 2 power 5 is 32, and x to the power 2 to power 5 will be 10 plus 8. So this is the answer of the last one. This one in case if we have from function of x to function of x. So again, function of x to function of x. So will be f of u, they will here for x cubed. So the t will be for x cubed power 5 plus 8, which is 4 power 5 x power 15 plus 8, multiplied by the derivative, which is the derivative is 12x squared. And minus f of v, the v now, 2x squared to replace here, 2x squared will be 2x power 5, and plus 8 multiplied by the derivative 2x squared, which is 4x. That is the final answer.